Hello everybody, welcome to the Sea of Thieves. In this episode we will go over the basics and complexities of the Order of Souls. Also, before we begin, I must apologize for I was feeling under the weather when I made this video, so I'm sorry if I sound it. But let's get to it. The Order of Souls is a witch-themed trading company that deals with souls, memories, the undead, and the arcane. These crafty witches have learned how to steal memories from the dead, to uncover long-lost riches. But that's their business. Our business is to retrieve these undead secret keepers. But that's not as easy as it sounds, as we won't just be grave digging. These undead scoundrels are ready to put up a fight for their treasures. In the Sea of Thieves, you never truly stay dead. And if you're unlucky enough to become a dastardly cadaver, then you'll be forced to follow evil madmen with malicious agendas, or you'll be stuck to watching over your treasure for all eternity. However, when working with the Order of Souls, our job is to take down any skeletal crews and retrieve their captain's skull to receive a pretty penny from our employers. Order of Souls quests consist of skeleton bounties, skeleton lord bounties, and ghost armada battles. The skeleton crew bounty quest is automatically available for everyone, while the captain variant is unlocked at level 5 for the Order of Souls. The ashen variant of crew and captain bounties are both unlocked at level 10. The Ghost Armada quest is unlocked at level 15, and the Ashen variant at level 20. The Skeleton Lord bounty quest is unlocked at level 25, and the Ashen Skeleton Lord quest is unlocked at 30. The Normal and Ashen Medley quests are both unlocked at level 35. To be specific, the Medley quest consists of one Captain bounty quest, one Skeleton Lord quest, and one Ghost Armada quest. Medley quests are the longest of the Order of Souls quests, as they are with all trading companies, allowing you to potentially find additional treasure along the journey. Raid voyages work the exact same as they do for the Gold Hoarders, except they reward only unique Order of Souls loot. They unlock at intervals of 5, unlocking new raid voyages from level 15 to 45. But let's go into depth for each of the voyages. For the first one, we have the traditional skeleton bounty quests. Once voted upon, you will receive a mystical wanted poster of a skeleton crew. This poster will tell you what island and where on the island you will find them. Once you find this crew on their island, you will have to fight waves of skeletons until you reach a captain wave. Sometimes there will be multiple captain waves. And once you've killed the captains, you will take the skulls back to the ship and cache them back at an outpost. Before we move on to the Skeleton Lord bounty, I'd like to discuss the different types of skeletons, since they could create some difficulty for new players. There are 4 types of skeletons you will deal with on the Sea of Thieves. The normies are the traditional skeletons that have no special qualities, but that doesn't stop them from trying their best. These normies also have an ashen variant, which only alters their physical appearance to be more ashen themed. Then we have the plant skeletons, which have an entire garden wrapped around their bones. These plant skellies will regenerate health when they walk in water, and slowed when it becomes night. They are also weaker to sword damage, and have a defense against bullets. Next we have shadow skeletons. These walking shadows act as normal skeletons, but they become invincible in the night, taking a ghostly form. But if you do find yourself engaging with shadows during the hours of darkness, you always have your lantern to mimic the power of the sun. With the lantern, you will solidify these shadows back into their physical form, allowing you to swiftly slay them. Finally, we have the gold skeletons. These gold skellies are practically impervious to melee attacks, and you may notice that your sword won't finish its combo when striking these hardened criminals, which is why I recommend only using firearms, as they do the work that melee fails to. These goldies are incredibly strong, but they can be made weaker with water. You can do this by throwing water from your bucket onto them. And for those who don't know how to use the bucket, use RT on Xbox, R2 on PlayStation, and left click on mouse. Once splashed with water, the goldies will rust. And for anyone who knows how gold works, just don't think about it. When they are rusted, they will take the same damage normies do when shot. Though I would still not recommend hitting them with melee, since it still does heavily reduce damage. In addition to water and guns, you can use fire bombs to set an entire gold skeleton crew ablaze. This will deal massive damage, and if they aren't captains, it will kill them guaranteed. All skeletons have an assortment of weapons to use against you. Starting with the weakest, we have the empty-handed skellies. They will use only their claws to take you down. Not very effective, but they try anyways. Next we have the sword skellies, which act as you would expect, slashing and occasionally sword lunging at you. Then there's the pistol skelly. The pistol skelly is the ranged skelly on land. They will fire at a distance to get you weak for their close-ranged allies. Then there's the blunderbuss skelly, a close-ranged hard hitter. And finally, we have the gunpowder skeletons. Instead of holding a weapon, they will hold gunpowder barrels, which they will attempt to blowing you up along with themselves. Basically the creepers of the Sea of Thieves. Also, while you're mid-battle with skellies, you'll notice little pouches of ammo on the ground. These will appear whenever you take out a gun-wielding skeleton, and these pouches will completely fill your supply of ammo. Now to the Skeleton Lord Bounty. The Skeleton Lord Bounty works just the same as a normal bounty quest, but instead of 1 to 4 captains, you'll find yourself facing a Skeleton Lord, which has mystical powers which can send you and your crew spiraling. These powers consist of summoning, where they summon a crew of skeletons to assist in your murder, teleportation, where the Skeleton Lord sinks into the sand and reappears elsewhere, and a shockwave blast attack. This attack can deal damage to both players and the mechanisms on ships, while also dealing a great bit of knockback. Skeleton Lords wield both a sword and a pistol for close and ranged attacks. Once defeated, they drop a skull and 3 mystical artifacts, all of which can be sold to the Order of Souls. The Order can be found at a mystical purple shack found on the first floor of a 2-story building, with the second floor being the Emporium. We'll discuss the Emporium in a later episode. And with the final quest, we have the Ghostly Armada quests. Once started, you'll find yourself with an ethereal bounty parchment, but instead of a skeleton crew, you'll be looking for ghost ships patrolling the island written on the paper. Once you arrive at your destination, you'll find yourself firing your cannons at the enemy ghost ships. Beware, if enough of the ships are firing at you at once, you'll be struggling with a steadily sinking ship. Know that the ghost ships never alter course, and they will continue to circle the island. These ghost ships also dissipate to 3 cannonball hits. Chain shots, blunderbombs, and firebombs can also work to take them out. Ghost ships can fire phantom cannonballs at your ship, which is the ethereal version of cannonballs, having no difference besides visuals. They also have flame phantom variants, which deal knockback on players and leave fire on the ship. They also have a wraith attack, which is used less frequently than the phantom shots. The Wraith Cannonball, when fired, creates a massive ghastly head that flies in a shallow arch in whichever direction it was shot. If the Wraith shot lands on a ship, it deals multiple holes of damage, roughly around 1 tier 2 hole and 2 tier 1 holes. And as if that wasn't enough, if you fall behind one of these spectral ships, they'll drop a group of ghostly gunpowder barrels, already set alight. So I'd recommend staying away from the rears of these foes. For these ghost fleets, you'll need to take out 10 ghost ships to progress to the next wave. The next wave being the Captain Wave, where you'll find 2 ghost captain ships and 1 ghost flagship, with normal ghost ships each at their side. The ghostly captains and the flagship take 10 cannonballs as a solo, but take more the bigger your crew. Bonus fact, when you're on the Captain Wave, you may notice a difference between the captain ships and the flagship. The captain's having full sails but with no decal on the front, and the flagship having full sails as well, but having a skeletal unicorn symbol, along with 4 normal ghost ships to the sides rather than 2. You'd be wanting to take out the captain ships before taking out the flagship, since if you take out the flagship before the captain ships, the quest ends regardless, causing you to miss out on the captain ships and their portion of the loot. Here's the difference in loot between sparing the flagship for last and knocking it out first. The ghostly captain and flagships drop ethereal skulls and resource crates, which would seem impossible to pick up, but thankfully we make it work, and the Order will pay handsomely for it. Also, the flagship will always drop a captain skull of the damned, which is their version of the Gold Hoarders chest of ancient tributes, being the quest's most expensive piece of treasure. Something to note, if you sell 50 captain skulls of the damned, you can unlock the ghost captain sales, so you can show off your dedication to the arcane. The Ghost Armada quests are the perfect way for newer players to practice their naval combat between ships. With the abundance of ghost ships to fire at, it will teach you to improve your aim and trajectory of your cannons, and will teach you and your crew how to survive a barrage of cannon fire. It can be the first opportunity to learn naval combat for a lot of new players, teaching everyone to work together in combat. I cannot recommend it enough to use the ghost fleets to improve your skills in ship combat, for it is absolutely necessary to learn how to protect yourself against enemy players. Real quick, I'd like to ask that you leave a like and subscribe so these videos can reach all of the new players. Also make sure to leave a comment regarding any questions you may have. I promise I will answer them. Once you've climbed the ranks of the Order, and become a mercenary of souls if you will, you want to claim your promotions and purchase any earned cosmetics at the Order of Souls representative. Once you interact with them, you'll discover the usual 4 options: promotions, company shop, commendations, and emissary, just like I explained in the previous episode. The promotions tab will be where you claim your available promotions, and see what promotions you have to look forward to. The company shop tab is where you can purchase all of the cosmetics you've unlocked via promotions or commendations under the Order. From level 5 to 100, you'll be unlocking cosmetics ranging from lanterns and tankards to plushies and costumes. The commendations tab allows you to browse all of the available commendations you can complete to earn the mystical drip of the arcane. The emissary tab is where you keep track of the monthly emissary ledger, where you can unlock unique rewards with the company. I will discuss emissaries in great depth in a later episode, But if you can't wait to explore it for yourself, then know that the emissaries are unlocked at level 20 and can grant an increase of money and reputation within that trading company. Again, more on that in the near future. Just as the Gold Hoarders, the Order of Souls can prestige with distinctions. Once you reach level 100, your next level up will bring you to the next distinction, restarting your level while keeping all of your cosmetics, and giving you a brand new Order of Souls ring. You will upgrade your ring collection every 100 levels of the Order of Souls. With each distinction you will get a new ring, with the cap being 5 distinctions, or 500 levels. One tip I have for those who easily get lost on the outposts. There will be signs on every outpost that will lead you to each of the main trading companies and the shipwright. When interacted with, you'll get more specific directions as to where you can find them. But that's all the time I have for today. Next time we will discuss the entirety of the Merchant Alliance, the most profitable of the 3 main trading companies. But thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Have a good one.